This is the new Mac Pro, and it's incredible.
Thank you, Tim. I am so excited to be able to tell you about this new Mac Pro. Now, in designing this product, we wanted to build an architecture that could meet the incredible diversity of Pro needs, a system that offers virtually unlimited possibilities for customization. And key to this is a simple and elegant solution for accessing the internal components. Now, inside, you'll find a stainless steel frame that forms a strong internal structure for the entire system, and it provides a foundation for modularity and flexibility. The frame also incorporates stainless steel handles. They feel great in your hand, and they make it easy to move the system around. All of the internal modules mount to this frame, which means users have 360-degree access to easily configure components, and every subsystem has been optimized for performance. So let's start with the processor. Now, we've designed this new Mac Pro for our customers who need the ultimate in CPU performance, for tasks like production rendering, or playing back hundreds of virtual instruments, or simulating an iOS app on multiple devices at once. So we're using a brand new Intel Xeon processor, and it has up to 28 cores. And to get every last ounce of performance out of this processor, we're giving it over 300 watts of power and a massive heatsink for cooling. So this means it can run fully unconstrained all the time. Now, we also have an extremely high-performance memory architecture. 6 channels of super-fast ECC memory in 12 DIMM slots enable an incredible 1.5 terabytes of system memory. Now let's talk about expansion. Many of our Pro customers need to add things like fiber channel or audio DSPs or SDI video to their systems. So we're bringing PCI expansion back to the Mac in a big way. Because this new Mac Pro has 8 internal PCI slots. There are 4 double-wide slots and 3 single-wide slots. And there's 1 additional half-length slot that we populate with an I/O card. Now, this I/O card has 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, 2 USB-A ports, and an audio jack. And there are also 2 more Thunderbolt 3 ports conveniently located on the top of the system. And finally, the Mac Pro has 2 built-in 10 gigabit Ethernet ports. So one of the most critical areas of expansion is graphics. Graphics performance is so important for tasks like animating 3D film assets, or compositing 8K scenes, or building complex 3D environments. But we wanted to go beyond the typical graphics card design. So we've invented something completely new. Now, it starts with an industry-standard PCI connector, so the slot maintains compatibility with standard cards. But we've added a second connector that allows us to integrate Thunderbolt throughout the entire system and provide a tremendous amount of extra power. In fact, at 500 watts, this module has the same power capacity as the entire previous generation Mac Pro. And instead of adding its own dedicated fan, we have a huge heatsink that's quietly cooled by the Mac Pro thermal system. We call this the Mac Pro Expansion Module, or MPX for short. And using this architecture, we're going to offer multiple graphics options, starting with the Radeon Pro 580X, a great all-around graphics card. But for a big upgrade in graphics performance, the Mac Pro can be configured with AMD's Radeon Pro Vega 2. Now, Vega 2 delivers 14 teraflops of graphics compute and 32 gigabytes of memory with an insane 1 terabyte per second of memory bandwidth. But we didn't stop there, because with the increased headroom of the MPX module, we can actually use 2 Vega 2 GPUs for double the teraflops, double the memory, and double the memory bandwidth. This is, quite simply, the world's most powerful graphics card. Now, these 2 GPUs are connected by the Infinity Fabric link, which allows data transfer between them that's 5 times faster than the PCI bus. This is a really big deal for apps that are optimized to take advantage of multiple GPUs. And if all this wasn't crazy enough, the Mac Pro can be configured with 2 of these modules, enabling up to 56 teraflops and 128 gigabytes of high bandwidth memory. This is an unbelievable amount of graphics compute in a single workstation. Now, we've also done something really special for video editing. One of the challenges in working with high-quality cameras is the need to convert the native files into proxies for easier editing. This is a time-consuming and error-prone process. Being able to work directly with the native formats would be a game changer in these high-end workflows. So we've built a brand new card that we call Afterburner, and it turns your Mac Pro into a monster of a video editing machine. Afterburner is a hardware accelerator card that's built with an FPGA, which is a programmable ASIC. And this ASIC is capable of processing 6 billion pixels per second. So with this custom solution, we have achieved an unprecedented level of performance for the ProRes and ProRes RAW codecs. The most powerful workstations in the world today struggle to play back just one stream of 8K video. But with Afterburner, the new Mac Pro can play back an incredible 3 streams of 8K ProRes RAW. Or 12 streams of 4K. This is groundbreaking performance, and it means we can finally say goodbye to proxy workflows. Now, of course, all this compute requires a massive amount of power, and so we have given every Mac Pro a 1.4 kilowatt power supply. And of course, all that power requires a tremendously capable cooling system. So the Mac Pro has 3 enormous fans and 1 large blower that together can generate up to 300 cubic feet per minute of airflow. And it's very quiet. In fact, when it's under your desk in typical load conditions, it's as quiet as an iMac Pro. To seal the thermal system, the beautiful aluminum housing slides over the frame and latches into place. And its unique 3-dimensional vents are actually machined on both the internal and external surfaces. The resulting lightweight lattice pattern maximizes airflow while creating an extremely rigid structure. And finally, optional wheels make it easy to move the Mac Pro around your studio. As you can see, utility and function define the design of the new Mac Pro.